Yo. So it's like almost 4 o'clock in the morning, and here I am doing this stupid little live thing. So I'm sure nobody's gonna show up. But that's okay, nobody ever really watches these live anyway. So I think I'll start with the obvious, and it is to answer the question, what was done? Because that seems to be a common question that I'm getting. The idea, let's see here. If I have a couple pieces of paper here that'll actually help me regarding what it was. It says general information regarding removal of impacted and unerupted teeth, and that is what was going on. The short of it is that I had my wisdom teeth removed. For those that didn't know, I think I mentioned it, but maybe I didn't. If I didn't, oops, because I was going to. But regardless, um, that is what was going. Basically, they're impacted teeth. That's what they are. They were crooked. They were pushing up against other teeth. So prudent to remove them. That was what we decided. And I mean, realistically, I mean, there's a lot of different things that could happen because of impacted teeth. What it basically is, for those that don't know, and I'm going to read this straight off of this piece of paper. An impacted tooth is a tooth blocked by another tooth, dense bone, or overlying soft tissues, which is therefore prevented from erupting and assuming its rightful place in the dental arch. Which is basically very wordy, a wordy description. And see, I could sound stupid because this is live. I don't have the magic of video editing to help me. But the idea, oh yeah, and I'm also sorry about that ridiculous hair. I'm gonna get a cut soon anyway. It doesn't tend to do what I want ever. Um, what it means is that there's a tooth that can't push out all the way, and so what happens is because it requires more force to push down than it would to turn, so it turns and it starts pushing up against other teeth. Yeah, right here. Impacted teeth press against adjacent teeth, which may injure them or push them out of position. That's a problem. And most of the rest of this has to do with infections as a result of it, which is also a pretty big problem. Beneficial to not have that happen. So, what it is it's an extraction. It's a surgery. It's a pretty invasive surgery. Um, and the only thing that I think I can say about that otherwise is that it went well. It was successful. Um, I don't really remember much about what happened. I mean, you get in there, they put you in a chair, they give you the oxygen, they give you these monitoring probes. There were three of them. I don't know why there were three of them, but I mean, it's breathing and heart rate, but there were three. I'm guessing it's for both lungs or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then they give you the anesthetic, which was administered by IV. Now, I've had this procedure, or a similar procedure anyway, done before when I was younger. And it wasn't a impacted tooth extraction, which is what this was. I don't know what you'd call it. Removal of baby teeth. I had 5 teeth pulled in an effort to make my jaw a little bit bigger. I don't think it really worked, but it was an attempt anyway. So I had 5 teeth pulled as a kid. And when they did that, I mean, it was the same deal. You have the monitoring stuff, but when it comes to the oxygen and the anesthetic, they had a mask that they put over your nose and your mouth that administers oxygen for at least a little while, and then after a while they turn on the anesthetic, which it's a weird smell. I don't know how to describe it. Um, Really strange, like chemically smell or whatever. And then you're out for about an hour or 2 hours or whatever. Um, So that was different. This time it was administered by IV, or at least I think it was administered by IV. They had an IV there. Um, and other than that, I really don't remember a whole lot. Though, funny story. It was when I got up. Um, I don't think I was supposed to quite get up when I did. I think I was supposed to be asleep for maybe like another couple minutes or so. But they were putting gauze in my mouth, and normally that doesn't really do much, but when she was putting it in, she tripped my gag reflex, and I I spit the gauze back out at the nurse. That was kind of embarrassing. Uh, but I mean, she was upset about it, obviously, but She's like, oh no, I'm sorry for doing that. And I'm like, no, I should be the one that's sorry for just messing up your outfit. But anyway, so that was a thing. Really embarrassing. I can't believe I just told you that, but it is now officially 4 o'clock. I wait for that to stop, otherwise it's going to distract me. So that was one thing that I remember. The other thing I remember is it was insanely difficult to get out of that office. I don't know why they decided. Usually, I don't think you're supposed to really do this, but the office was on the 16th floor of a high-rise building. Yeah. So that was a little difficult to get out of. Apparently, I nearly fell about 5 times. I do remember having difficulty getting out of the bed. They had to help me. They say it's a common thing. They usually have to do that, but still, not being able to walk was kind of a little embarrassing. Especially out in the parking lot around the restaurant. They had a bar on the first floor, so whatever. I'm sure people got the wrong idea from that. Anyway, what else about this was I going to mention? Really not a whole lot. Because there isn't really a whole lot that I need to talk about. I mean, the appointment, the follow-up was yesterday, and everything is fine. The stitches are gone. They weren't totally gone when I went in there. There were still 2 or 3 of them left. But when they went to do their little cleaning thing with, I don't actually have it handy, but give me 1 second, I'll go get it for you. This thing. This is used. You put it in the back of your mouth where the surgery took place. You fill this thing up with lukewarm water first, obviously, and then you put it in there. And you squeeze it, and it's supposed to blow out all the food particles that get stuck to prevent infections, obviously. You need to keep your mouth really clean with this. It's not something I don't do already, but I've just had to really kind of ramp up when I do, because brushing 2 times a day is not enough. You need to do it 5 times a day, pretty much. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, when you get up, and when you go to bed. So, fun times. I'm gonna have to buy more toothpaste now. So that's a thing. But yeah, they use this thing, they fill it up with a saline solution, and they use it to clean it out in the office. This isn't the one that they had in the office. This is the one that I have. They gave me the one that they use. I don't know why, but now I've got 2 of them. Whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Regardless, when they were doing that, and they had the little suction thing, what was left of the stitches basically came out anyway. So, no more stitches. They're gone, which is good. I don't have to cut anything, which is great. I hate it when people stick scissors in my mouth. Not that people do that. I don't have any experience with that. Wow. So, what else about the surgery? I mean, the diet kind of sucks afterwards, because of course you can't have hard foods, and it's been a little bit of a challenge. Oh, by the way, if this thing falls over at any point in time, my mini tripod is still outside. I haven't taken it in yet, so I am resting this thing up against a new video subject. A camera, which will be the subject of a video. I might even shoot it this morning. Probably not at 4 o'clock. Anyway. Kind of taken me a little bit of a long time to get through this, because I wanted to, and it doesn't even really help. I mean, you can probably tell I'm all over the place with this. I try and formulate what I want to talk about, and figure out, I mean, I know what I want to talk about, but how I'm going to do that is a little bit difficult. And a lot of people don't believe me when I say that that's a difficult thing for me to do. But it is, and you can clearly tell. Usually I have the magic of video editing to help me, but can't do that live. It's the O'Reilly factor. So, anyway, I expect a handful of people will actually get that. So what else? The diet kind of sucks. I'm not going to want yogurt ever again, probably after this week, after I'm done with whatever's there. Okay, that might not be totally true, but I'm certainly kind of tired of it. Eggs, I'm kind of tired of those too. Eggs and yogurt was pretty much it for the last week. I've been slowly trying to get myself used to regular foods. Funny enough, the first thing that I had that was regular food was a Swiss Chalet festive special a couple of days ago. So that was interesting, but I got through it, so that wasn't too bad. Since then, I've been trying to get through. I probably shouldn't have had that when I did, because that would have been, it was a couple days ago, so Tuesday? Maybe Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday that we had that. No, Wednesday, no. No, it would have been Tuesday. So let's see, the surgery was on Thursday, so that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It was 5 days after. Timelines pretty much match up. I mean, they don't really tell you a whole lot about the diet. They say, I think, I'm going to have to go get the piece of paper, so I will be right back once again. And again, I don't have the magic of video editing to correct anything, so this is going to be boring. Enjoy the look behind you, including the clock up there, which I actually finally fixed. Alright, my apologies for that, but I realized that I forgot the final piece of paper after I started, so that's kind of a problem, right? Anyway, these are the post-operative instructions. So basically there's 6 things here. The first thing I'm going to start with is the activities, which is interesting. They don't really tell you a whole lot on this piece of paper. I mean, they give you general guidelines or whatever, but they don't really give you, specific, you're going to be not doing this for a week, or you're going to have to do this for a week, or you're going to have to do this for 2 weeks, or whatever. They don't really do that. Most of their advice ends after the first 24 hours afterwards, so that kind of, do whatever. In fact, I'll just read them off here. Post-operative instructions. Number 1, discomfort. Take the pain medicine as required. We'll get into that here in a second, because there's some interesting things about that. Some patients may experience upset stomach from medication, and yes, that's the antibiotic that will do that. Take the medicine after having something to eat or drink. The medicine tells you to do that. If more is required, call a pharmacy, blah, blah, blah. Blood mixed with saliva for the first 24 to 48 hours afterwards is normal. If it persists, you have a list of directions that you need to do. I didn't have that problem, so good, because I hate blood. Swelling, it's common. I mean, you know about that. The chipmunk cheeks, yeah, that was a big thing. I didn't take any pictures. Maybe I should have, but that was a thing. It went out pretty. It wasn't too bad. What I found actually is that, and I'm pretty sure they told me that my right side was difficult, although the way you're looking at it might be your left. I don't know, this side right here. But somebody's awake. That's insanely distracting. Anyway, this side they had a little bit of difficulty on. I think it was both the upper and the lower that they had trouble. Usually when they're going to have trouble, and I'm going to get it wrong, but I was told this, is it's usually the upper ones that they have a little bit of difficulty with. Maybe it's the lower ones. It's either the upper ones or the lower ones. It's those two, but they had trouble with these two. These ones were fine. And I can tell that because these are the ones that I can still kind of feel, as opposed to this. I don't really feel this. This is, I mean, if I touch it, yes, but Otherwise, I don't really feel it at all. That is really distracting. I should go see what's going on, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that. Regardless, it peaks about 36 to 48 hours, yes. And blah, blah, blah. Place ice packs for the remainder of the day, 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, cold compress, which was really useful. I think that was actually more useful than the Advil than it was for anything else. You're supposed to exercise your jaw. Oops. I didn't really do that well. It's not too bad. I mean, like I said, I could still feel it a little bit. Like if I, move it around like this, yeah, I can still kind of feel that. It's not too bad. Anyway. It is important, yeah, here we go. It is important to keep your mouth and teeth as clean as possible. You should avoid vigorous mouth rinses for the remainder of the day. Self-explanatory. Starting the next morning, rinse with glasses of warm water and a pinch of salt every 1 to 2 hours to remove the debris. Yeah, it's pretty involved. It is pretty involved. It's invasive, it's involved, and it's not great for the first week afterwards. Brush your teeth, gums, and tongue after meals, before bed, and when you wake in the morning. So yeah, basically 5 times a day. Isn't it fun? The rinsing may be gradually reduced in frequency over the next 7 post-surgical days. So at least they give you that. I mean, it's only going to take you 7 days for the rinsing and whatever, but whatever. For the first 24 hours or until comfortable, you should drink plenty of fluids and eat soft foods. 2 liters a day. Soups, yogurts, eggs, custards, instant breakfast, milk, pureed foods, and pastas. Avoid extreme hot or cold. But after the first 24 hours, you're pretty much on your own. I mean, what is comfortable? That depends. Apparently for me, it was 5 days. So the first 5 days, it was eggs and yogurt, and that's pretty much it, because I don't like oatmeal. I'm not a big fan of the majority of soups. Pasta was a little difficult for me. I found that. I did have pasta once, and that wasn't so great. What else? Activities. This depends on the difficulty and extent of the surgery, as well as on the medication. You go home and relax the day of the surgery, but I'm telling you what, if I wasn't going to go home and relax, whatever they had me hopped up on for that surgery was going to make me go home and relax anyway. Because, oh no. I was told in the pre-surgery visit, whatever, where they apprise you of the situation, that you couldn't lift anything for, I think it was the first week afterwards. And that would be about now. But that paper says nothing about that. I mean, the only really hard advice it gives is do not operate automobiles or machinery for 18 hours afterwards, which is, again, pretty self-explanatory. But they don't talk about it otherwise. I mean, I still didn't, because I can see why they would give you that advice. If you're lifting things, you're putting pressure on something, and that might cause the stitches to break. If you're really unlucky, it may cause the stitches to break, and then you got a problem. So, I mean, it is what it is. I haven't been doing really much of anything other than editing YouTube videos and some other things that we'll talk about here in a minute. But irrespective of that, here we are. So it was a success. Now, medication. I don't care what anybody says about getting their wisdom teeth out. It doesn't really matter what anybody says. The diet sucks. It's painful. Whatever. None of that is the case. None of it. Absolutely none of it. The worst part of the whole thing is having to take pills. I hate taking pills. So that was probably the worst part of the whole thing. Is having to put this, I mean, it wasn't exactly small either, having to put this stupid little pill in my mouth and swallow it. I mean, yes, drinking a little bit of water certainly helps, but no, that was awful. It was 20 of the damn things. So That's for the antibiotic. They also, and here's the interesting thing that I realized, a couple of days after I had it, um, it had this little white thing, and I didn't really know what it was because I didn't look at the didn't look at the pouch. I wish I still had the pouch around here, but I don't. So I can't even tell you what it is, but exactly what it is. I know what it basically is, but anyway. So this little thing, you're supposed to take, you cut it in half. You have half of it 5 hours after, and then you have the other half the next morning after. It's an anti-inflammatory. And I joked with a couple of people, said, I have no idea what this thing is. Something just made an interesting noise. Probably a camcorder turning on. Anyway. I have no idea what this thing is. It's probably meth. Yep. It's a derivative of meth. So I can say that I have now done hard drugs. Yeah. Oh man, you gotta be careful with that kind of stuff, especially saying that kind of thing on YouTube. But I don't find myself wanting to go to the street corner buying meth or anything like that. It's not like it was addictive. But that's probably why they only gave you one of them. It's an anti-inflammatory. I think I mentioned that already. It's basically Advil, but a lot stronger. And Advil helped, but I don't think it really does a whole lot. I'm not a big fan of pills. I don't take medication for really anything. The only thing that I do usually is have my allergy medication, because otherwise I can't do anything at all. So, I mean, that's a real thing. It's a real problem. So that's all a thing. I don't know, did I miss anything here? I mean, I talked about the potential for infection. I talked about what impacted teeth are. That's what happens to wisdom teeth when they can't grow in properly. It really is unfortunate they can't grow in properly, but that's just the way that it is. Let's see. Are there any complications? Okay, I'm going to read this. Any operation carries some risk. This is reduced by preoperative appraisal of your physical condition, careful preparation of the instruments and facility, and by the skill of the operating surgeon. Fills one with confidence. The wound remaining after an impacted tooth is removed is large. The healing may be delayed because the body is unable to build normal tissue as quickly as with smaller wound. Yeah, there's a little bit of English going on in here, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure this was written domestically. Anyway, as with a smaller wound, okay, I can't read. Even with glasses on, alright. Well, I can't do that. I have to go turn the light on with this because the phone is what I'm using to do this video. So we'll give ourselves just a little bit more light. Probably not going to help much, but every little bit does help. Where was I? Large, blah, blah, blah. Fortunately, in the upper jaw, healing usually proceeds uneventfully. Okay, so I just verified that's the lower jaw that's more difficult. And I'm an idiot for using the wrong one first. Anyway, in the lower jaw, healing may take longer. There's often some bleeding afterwards. It will usually be slight and stop within a few hours. Instructions will be given that will do blah, blah, blah. Lower impacted teeth often rest on the main sensory nerve in the lower jaw. Sometimes, in spite of all precautions, this nerve is bruised, slightly torn, or even cut in two. Sounds like fun, right? The result may be numbness of the tongue, lower lip, chin, and all teeth on that side. I don't know for sure, but I did have numbness down here when I got out of it, and I know that. So maybe that happened. This side effect does not last for more than a few weeks in most cases, improving as the nerve repairs itself and regenerates. So maybe that didn't. Maybe it was just whatever, freezing they used, because it lasted like maybe 3 days, and that was it. It was gone afterwards. On rare occasions, recovery may take a longer period of time, or numbness may remain permanent. I'm probably going to draw the ire of somebody by daring to say this, but honestly, if you want my honest opinion, if they tore it and it never grew back again, I would be very happy. I hate teeth. I hate them. They are terrible things. Because every time I go to the dentist, every time, no matter how hard I take care of them, they always find something. And it's awful. So if they all fell out one day, I probably wouldn't care that much. I mean, it would suck. Sure, don't get me wrong, but Whatever. Yeah. I probably wouldn't say that when they do fall all out, though. I won't be saying that when they do all fall out. Let's see. Upper impacted third molars lie against the wall of the maxillary sinus. So you can have sinus problems, you can get blood in your sinus, you can get, it may cause stuffiness and all kinds of things. So, there's one thing. Alright. One of these had a very nice typo on it. I don't remember which one it was. There we go. It's in the what harm can impacted teeth cause. So I mentioned the first one, it can press against adjacent teeth. Number 2, a large cyst may form around the crown if an impacted tooth and cause destruction of surrounding bone and damage to other teeth in the area. Excellent. Number 3, whenever saliva can reach the crown, decay may occur, and since such cavities cannot be filled, toothache or infection may be the result. Germs may cause an infection around the crown of an impacted tooth. This infection may spread to the cheek, throat, or neck, with resultant pain, stiffness of the jaws, and general body illness. All things that you don't want. So, if they're telling you to get your wisdom teeth out, you should probably do it. As long as you can pay for it. It's not exactly cheap. Of course, I'm covered under dental insurance for that. Or at least I am until the end of the year. So that wasn't too bad. I didn't really have to pay for that. Just all the better because I think it's a couple $1,000s. Yeah. So, I think that's it for surgery. I spent 27 minutes talking about it, and all that I really needed to tell you was that it went fine. There's nothing wrong, really, with it. There's a couple of things that I would have liked to try. I mean, we've got some mousse mix. Not the kind of mousse you're probably thinking about, but, one thing that I used to like, Danone, the yogurt company, used to sell these mousse yogurts. Those were really good, and they probably do still sell them in the States, but I haven't had them here in probably well over 15 years. And I can't believe they got rid of them because it was one of the only yogurts that I used to actually like. I'm really not a big fan of yogurt, to be perfectly honest with you, especially not the Greek yogurts that everybody seems to like. I don't like it. It's just not my thing. Well, we had some mousse mix in the cupboard, and I'm really kicking myself for not forcing the issue a little bit more because that stuff expires in a couple of months, and we should probably get making it. And there's space in the freezer right now for it. So, people have been begging me for cooking videos, so I did shoot one of my cooking some scrambled eggs. Not very good. It's not a very good video. I may or may not upload it. But I probably will, because people want cooking videos, so expect that. There might be a mousse making video, possibly a milkshake making video. I didn't make any milkshakes. Because again, that's not something I'm overly fond of, and we don't have any ice cream here. Probably should get that. What else about the surgery? I don't think there's a whole lot else. I think I've covered pretty much everything. So in the downtime, I still have another week off of work, because I thought it was going to take me 2 weeks to get back to full strength, and it hasn't. So I got another week to basically wrap up some things, tie up some worms that have been uncanned, clear out more stuff from the garage, and at least try and get it to where you can put 2 vehicles in the garage, which means there's camcorder bags that are going to have to come in. I'm going to have to clean them out, because they needed that anyway. I'm not keeping all the camcorder bags. They take up a lot of space. Whereas now, as opposed to having, 30 or so camera bags taking up space in the closet over there, I have one big, I think it's like a 36 or 40 liter tub with all the cameras fit in that tub, no problem. And that probably takes up about a third, maybe even a quarter of the space of all those camera bags. I mean, I still have the carry cases. The VHS could have been bad. The VHS cameras and the two VHS-C cameras still have carrying cases that I thoroughly cleaned out just to make sure there wasn't any ingress of bugs or anything like that. So that was a thing. That's all inside. There's a lot of vintage computer features coming to this channel. A couple 486s. I can think of three of them off the top of my head. One of them is fun. It's another one of those HP Vectras, which I just gave it away now. That's what it is. It's a Vectra 48633U. So that will be featured in an upcoming video. I haven't even taken that. I don't even know if it still works, because when I brought it home, I put it out in the garage, and it's been sitting out there for months. So it hasn't seen power probably since September. Before September, when I powered it on just to make sure it worked, there wasn't anything wrong with it. It probably wouldn't have seen power since maybe the mid-2000s, I would guess, based on how much dust was sitting on it. So that was a thing. What else? There is a 486SX system, which is based on a system on board, and that one's going to be really cool because that's got some pretty nice features on it. There's a 386 that I've teased at least once before. Finally getting around to that one, and that's going to be one that I'll probably get out tomorrow and do some more work on. I'm going to have to figure out what size the hard drive is, because heaven knows it's probably not original, and I have no idea what it would be. So this is about a 31-minute video. I don't know. I don't think I really want to run this thing too long, so those are some vintage features. I find it funny that YouTube felt the need to send me a message that somebody is now live on my channel. I know that. It's right here. Oh, get out of my face. Alright, so I was going to go look at something. I'm kind of a little tired right now, although I've slept most of the day, which is why I'm up right now. Most people are probably sleeping or getting ready for work. So I don't know why I'm doing this now. I probably should have done it either earlier or later on in the day. We had a first snowfall yesterday, actually, so that's going to complicate things a little bit with respect to getting things inside. I'm probably going to power up the 286 and just make sure that it still works. What else? Oh, the other big project that you may have noticed going on this channel is I'm trying to sort things out with regards to video subjects. I've been making playlists and sort of, getting through things and getting things organized in the correct playlist. But that's going to take a very long time, because what I'm doing in the process is I'm going through my uploaded videos, and because there's a number of videos that I have either made unlisted or deleted or made private, one of the two. I don't usually delete videos, but when it's clear to me that people are just going to continue disliking videos at a rapid rate or whatever, I take them out of circulation, because some of them are really not that good. If you go back to my older content, a lot of it's crap. I'm not going to get rid of all of it, but the videos that get onslaught with, flame wars and whatever, there's an interesting word. I bet you haven't heard that in a while. Flame war? Yeah, there's an old internet term. Used to be common. I don't think people really use it anymore. People get butthurt over whatever. That was another common term. Coming up on 10 years of YouTube, and can you believe that? 10 years of this crap. I've been putting up with 10 years of me. A lot has changed in 10 years. Honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I'm a little kind of disappointed, honestly, with the growth of the channel and the lack of viewership, especially on the newer videos. It seems the older stuff is the stuff that people watch. And I don't understand why. It's crap. But that seems to be the way that it goes. But the newer stuff doesn't really get a lot of views. And it really, I don't like clickbaity content. I don't like professional. I don't like any of that. I don't really do that. No paid advertisements. I don't do paid product placements. I haven't even so much as received a product for reviewing for anything. I don't anything that you see on this channel is stuff that I buy with my own money, so that is all a thing. But the viewership really isn't that great compared to similar channels, or at least what I think are similar channels that get plenty of this, plenty of viewership, plenty of people watch these videos, and I don't really understand why this is. And I think that it has to do with visibility on the website. If you want my honest opinion, if I could go back and do it over again, I probably would have signed up for YouTube in 2007 or 2008, when I was thinking about doing it in the first place. But I, being, the good little kid that I was, I asked my parents about it and they said no, so didn't do it. Till 2010, when I had pretty much defied all of it and didn't make an email account. I made the YouTube channel anyway. A lot of people don't know this, but the original intention for the YouTube channel wasn't to upload videos to it. It was to keep track of my favorites, my likes, the stuff that I wanted to watch. And then Ubuntu Linux happened. That was the first video that I uploaded. It's still up. It's probably easily one of the most disliked videos on YouTube, but it's still up. Because it's my first video, I'm not going to take it down. I've thought about it a couple times, but nothing is really to be gained by taking it down, so I'm just going to leave it up for probably ever. Comments are turned off because I grew tired of receiving fan mail from that one a long time ago. So that was the start of the channel, but I really probably should have started with my AOL email address. Yeah, I was that guy. Okay, in school, my class was an MSN class. Everybody used MSN, but I didn't use MSN because I hated Microsoft. There were other reasons too. We had AOL as our dial-up internet service until 2005 or so. Maybe it was 2004. Late 2004, early 2005, we had dial-up as our primary internet service. We kept it around for a while after that. A little bit after that, 2007. But AOL was the thing. I was an AIM guy. I was the one using AIM with like all three of my friends that used AIM. Really was kind of a sad existence, but I thought it was cool. Too bad it's gone now. I mean, the internet marches on. Time sort of leaves these kinds of things in the dust. I think the only one that's left of the OG instant messaging clients these days is Skype, and it's nothing like what it used to be. It used to be great too. I remember when I initially signed up for it, and don't ask, you're not going to get it. The only people that have it are the people who, I mean, it's not difficult to find, but at the same time, I'm not going to give it out to just anybody. I'm certainly not going to accept just anybody's random friend requests or requests to be on contact list or whatever they're calling it this minute, because I just don't do that kind of thing. If you want to talk to me in the YouTube comments. I would have said channel comments, but unfortunately they got rid of those. So I guess the only way to really talk to me now is to send me an email. Which nobody ever really does. It's kind of sad. Unless it just doesn't work. Which is possible. But yeah, AIM. I do remember what my AIM username was. Again, I'm not going to give that out because I'm sure you can go looking it up and find out all kinds of certain things about me. But, excuse me, I don't have video editing to take that out either. But that's just, one of the things of the past. It's really kind of too bad. It's really sad. Anyway, I'm going to actually get back to the subject now. That was a digression and a half. So, upcoming features, Compaq 386, 486s. There's a Pentium. If you remember that Pentium system that I had started putting together, and I think I started that in 2017, and I haven't even touched it since. I'm going to get back to that because I want to get that thing working, because that thing is going to be the system from my childhood, the Pentium 120 system. I'm going to rebuild it to that form and glory, and I want to get that done. I think it's loaded up with most of the parts. The only thing it needed was a heatsink, and I have a heatsink now, so in fact, I've got several heat sinks now. Probably some more computer power-ups. On my laptops, go ahead and I'll pick this up, which will probably screw something up here. But, you can see the laptops there. This probably will have video. If it doesn't already, I may have uploaded it, but, laptops, as I've been bringing them in, I've been making videos, powering them up. And, so far, none of them have had any issues except for one of them. The HP 2000, if you remember that stupid thing, the fan stopped working, and I did get it to start working again, but it's going to need a little bit of help. So, yeah, I don't use it very much because it's a piece of shit. So, oops. Demonetized! Sorry for the swear word there. But that is basically what I think about it. It's a piece of crap. Other things, vintage computer features. I'll probably get the 486-66U out and give that thing a little go. Other than that, I can't really think of much else in the way of vintage features. There's a lot of modern stuff that I'm going to be doing. There's a laptop you haven't seen on this channel yet. It's the Dell i7 based system that I picked up for free. And we're going to be doing some more work on that. I got an SSD sitting over there, a bigger one than the one that's in it, because I want the SSD that's in it for another project. It's a 128 gig ADATA SSD that I bought basically as an emergency for a system that had a failed hard drive. It's now in that Dell. I'm going to take it out of the Dell because I want to put a 240 in the Dell. So I got a Kingston, what is that thing? A Kingston A400 240 gigabyte SSD. It cost me like $30. It's amazing how cheap those things are getting. If you want my honest opinion, I'd still rather have a hard drive, but you know, for the big systems, I'll put SSDs in them. If I'm going to be doing something that's storage intensive or whatever, I want the hard drive, honestly. But there's two computers in the Low End Radio studio at least. There's a Dell, actually two Dells, Inspiron, and a Precision that will be getting replaced. That SSD is going to be going into one of the machines. If you remember that i7 2600, I replaced that system. I don't know if that video is uploaded or not, but you should see that at some point. But that i7 is going to be replacing the Inspiron 530, which may or may not have a video as well. And then I've got the, if you remember that DQ35 JOE with the E8200 on it, that system's going to be replacing the Precision 360 as the low-end radio call-in machine. So, there you go. There's a couple of upcoming features on this channel. I'm going to be doing some more NAS work, and this is not even talking about all the videos that I made just prior to having to pull everything out of here because of the whole fiasco from the summer. So those I've finally started to edit and get ready for uploading. There's a lot of that stuff, and a lot of people are probably going to hate me for this, but I've been going back to recording standard definition videos. Just because it's easier. It's easier on my storage space. I mean, really it is. You can say what you want about it, but really it is. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the about going back to that, but you know what? I'd rather shoot in standard def. The cameras are better than this one anyway. You may not necessarily agree with that, especially after watching the video, because YouTube nerfs the quality of standard definition video for no reason whatsoever. It's pretty obvious. But the other thing that I'm thinking about doing with my channel is adding an intro and an outro scene, maybe making use of those end credit things that YouTube has, where you can put video, links to videos and a subscribe button and all this other junk on an end screen. I'm thinking about doing that on the some of the newer videos. Short little intro. In fact, I actually have the intro rendered right now, so I can check and tell you how short it is. I don't think I finished my thought about the playlists. I think I'll finish that thought here in a minute. But the intros themselves are about 3 seconds long. So, in fact, here, I'm going to, let's make it screw up. It'll fall over, but, ooh, that's hot. But here you go. Here's the intro. Pretty simple, eh? But there you go. And maybe I should have played the volume. So there's the intro, and then the outro screen looks something similar to this. Okay, and then it fades out. So, whatever. I guess that is a thing. I'm sorry for the noise there. This is going to be really difficult to do. Put this back. It's probably going to fall. Please don't fall. Thank you. You gonna stay there? Alright, good. Playlists. It's going to take a long time to do that. Put it into a little bit of perspective on how many videos are uploaded on this channel. There are 82 pages worth of videos that I need to go through. So far, and I've been at this for about a week, I have managed to get through 10 of them. Off and on. I haven't really been doing it a whole lot. It's a very boring job. But, yeah. So that's going to take a long time. When it's done, I think it'll be worth it to just sort things through. Other things that are probably going to be features on this channel. I recorded, I think last year, another season, so to speak, of one of the old standbys on this channel, Smashing Stuff. I think some of my longtime subscribers might remember those. But I did record some more of those. I'm going to go through the footage and make sure it's actually worth keeping. I'll probably keep it anyway. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and I'm going to edit them, upload them, probably get a nice intro and outro for that as well. And there you go. So hopefully we'll get that up and ready to go. And you will enjoy that. So a lot of people love to watch destruction videos on YouTube. But again, it's very interesting because I've noticed that on the videos I upload where I destroy something, people don't like the videos. You know, not only do they not get watched, but people don't like them. So why is it that somebody else over here gets millions of views on their destruction video, and everybody loves the crap out of it, and yet when I upload it, nobody cares? And people that do care hate it. It's the same thing with just about everything that I do, and I really don't understand why this is. Maybe it's because I'm not a very good presenter of these things. I don't know. But, you know, as long as people keep watching the videos, I'm going to keep uploading them. Alright, this is up to 48 minutes. I'm sure nobody's watching at this point. Nobody's watching it live. I've noticed the count has gone up every once in a while, but nobody's in the chat room. Nobody's talking. Nobody's doing any of that. And that is okay. That's kind of what I expected because, well, it's like almost 5 o'clock in the morning now. So people are probably just starting now to get up for work. At least in the Eastern time zone, I know that when I get up for work, I get up at 5. So that is a thing. I'm going to start turning some of these lights off. What other content? NAS work. I think I mentioned that. There'll be a series of videos on building a PXE boot server because I'm going to be doing that. There'll be a couple more servers. My web server will be coming up here for some OS upgrades. I'll probably make a video of that. What else? I have 2 other servers I'm going to get set up down there for various tasks. And I think that is all. So that's 49 minutes worth of nonsense that I'm sure nobody is going to watch. So, I think that's it. I don't think I got anything else to say. So, because nobody's in the chat, nobody's said anything here. If you've got any further questions or requests or anything like that, be sure to leave them in the comments down below. And let me know what you think about this whole intro-outro idea. I'll probably do it anyway for a couple of videos and just see what happens. I already know it's not going to get the video demonetized or anything like that because I uploaded the intro to YouTube, and they seem not to care. So there's one thing. I mean, it's a MIDI file, for God's sakes. It's like a MIDI file that I put on a computer and recorded. Anyway, so I think that's it. I don't have anything else to share with you. So good night, or good day, or good evening, whatever it happens to be when you're watching this particular video. Are you sure you want to stop? Yes, I am. Thank you.